Today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to make a pom-pom using a ruler.
For today's craft, you're going to need some scissors, a ruler is very helpful, and some sort of yarn. Now I'll just show you, this is one of the little pom-poms that I made. And you can see that the yarn I used was different colors than this one. So you could use a yarn that has multiple colors, you could use one that's all one color, completely up to you. So first things first, what you want to do is grab whatever color you are using for your pom-pom. Now you can see this is a lot of yarn, but you do not need this much. This just happens to be what I had available, so you don't need that much. And first thing you want to do is find the end of the yarn. Where did it go? Where did it go? Here she is. Because you need a little bit to tie off your pom-pom. So I'm just going to cut off. Sometimes I think a little bit more helps just in case. So there we go. I'm cutting off a strip. Look, it's about the length of my ruler, if that helps. And we are going to use that to tie everything together. So with that piece, I just like to put it over top of my ruler. So I just put one, see how this is on the back, and then I roll it to the front and just hold it there with my fingers like so. So I just hold that, and then I'm going to wrap my yarn around that. So when I'm wrapping my yarn, I just start with a piece. I hold my finger down just so, or I hold the yarn down with my finger so it doesn't move anywhere for the first couple rolls, and then I just wrap, and I'm wrapping. And this is where things can kind of get a little tricky because I don't really count as I'm wrapping. The more you make these, the more you will kind of get a feel for adding more yarn or less. The more yarn you use, the fluffier your pom-pom is going to be. Another little tip, when you are rolling like this, don't, I ran out, so I have to pull some more here. Don't pull super tight. Like, this does not need to be super tight. I'm just gently folding it over top. And you can see I'm trying to stay within like about a 1-inch section. So I'm not going all the way, all up here and or all down here and all up here. I'm just trying to stay around the same spot. And you can see as I run out, I just keep pulling from my yarn. I'm just going to drop it on the floor and let it roll there. And just keep going. And I just kind of gauge it. I'll just show you kind of the thickness. It's getting a little bit thicker. And I think I want it to be a little bit thicker than that. So I'm just going to keep going and going. And the great thing is if you make your first one and you don't like it, you learn from that. And if it's too fluffy, you make yours with fewer pieces of rolled yarn the second time. If it's not fluffy enough, you add more. And just keep going and going and going and going and going. Now you can see it's becoming fairly bulky. And I think that might just do it. So I'm going to stop there. And once again, I'll just kind of give you an bird's eye view, I guess, of what that looks like, how thick it is. Pretty thick, if you can see. I'm going to just cut off my piece, so now I'm not connected to my yarn anymore. And this is where you just want to be a little careful because we're going to slide it off. Now, remember this yarn, that's going to help you keep everything together. So I'm going to slide, I'm going to put my finger at the top of my ruler as I'm sliding. Move one side, move the other side, move one side, and then stick my other finger on this side, where that yarn is. See if my fingers can touch. So right now my fingers are touching. So see there's a hole in the middle. If that didn't work, it's okay. Don't worry, I can still show you what to do. The only reason I do that is I just find it easier because this little piece that we had in there, I am going to take it out and I'm going to lie it here. So that just helped me get my fingers there. I'm going to now take this.
And if your fingers aren't in the middle, if something happened and they aren't, that's okay because you're going to take your fingers out anyway. You're going to push down right in the center.
Put it down onto your other piece of yarn, and now you are going to tie this really tight. So I'm right in the middle, and I'm tying super tight, and then I put my finger down, and I'm tying again. So just making a little knot. If you need help with that, someone can help you with that. And you know what? Let's make a third one just in case. So there, it's nice and tied. Okay, nothing will fall out. Now, if you want a longer string than this, so remember my other one, this didn't really have much of a string. You could actually even cut this right off. You don't even need it. Let me just show you. If I were just to get rid of it altogether, then that's what my pom-pom would be. Super cute. But if you want a little string at the end, if this isn't long enough for you, just go get a piece of yarn, cut it, wrap it, and tie it for as long as you want this little string at the end. Okay? Now, once you have the string that you want at the end, we have to turn this into a pom-pom. To do that, we're going to go slow and steady with your scissors. Now, here's where you tied, and here's where the loops are. See, this is looped around, and this is looped around. So I'm going to put my fingers right on where I tied. I'm going to get my scissors and just carefully find where the loops are and just start to cut them. So I'm just cutting, and it's a little tricky. You got to go slow and steady. So you just cut a few at a time, then cut some more. If it gets frustrating, just slow down, breathe, go in and cut another one. You can go from the top, doesn't really matter. Your goal is just to cut them all. So you're going to cut, 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 cut. You don't want any of those loops there. Just watch your fingers when you get to the end over here. There, see, I think I've cut them all. Might have missed one here. There. Then I go to the other side. And I'm holding down in the middle again. Holding in that middle, finding those loops, and I'm just cutting. Cut all of them. Okay, now it still doesn't look like a pom-pom, does it? But don't worry. I am just going to hold these two pieces because I don't want to cut those. Just kind of fluff it up a little bit. Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. And now you'll notice it's like, what? He needs a haircut. So you get to give your little pom-pom a haircut. If you missed any loops, just cut the loops and then just cut. Now, these scissors I'm using are not very sharp. So you'll see I'm having some problems. I'm gonna grab a different set of scissors. I'll be right back. Okay, let's try these scissors. You can see the sharpness of your scissors really does matter. So if it's not working for you, you might just need another set of scissors or someone to help with the cutting. And then you're just trimming. Trimming, making it shorter. Don't trim off those little ends that you had that you want to keep if you want to keep them. And go ahead, just keep trimming all around, fluffing it kind of as you go until you get the shape that you want. Okay. Every once in a while you can stop, fluff, see how it's looking, decide where you want to trim, and go ahead and keep trimming until you like it. And there we go. You can see I had to go back and trim quite a bit. I could even go back and trim more. There's not really a right or wrong. It's kind of whatever you like for your pom-pom. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
Thanks for joining me on Craft Club for Kids. Remember, be creative, and have fun.